why I said we are going to run a cooperative governance. Third level is what I call social safety net. In other words, policies sometimes will affect you negatively or positively. How do we provide palliative measures to those who are negatively affected? Last point is the point that we just raised before, and that is what I call security of law enforcement. So if you go to law enforcement alone and you don't take a holistic approach to security, you are deceiving yourself. So for me, security of law enforcement simply means violation of rules and regulations, brigandage, robbery, corruption, looting of government treasury, and so on and so forth. So, what do we do with policing? Community development, networking, relationship with the police. That must exist. We must improve on it. Lastly, we must also ensure that we establish police trust fund and work closely to help the police. Thank you.
Now to Barrister Chiku on the CPC. The issue of security must be tackled from a definition of what security is. To my mind, security is the state of social stability, which is devoid of insecurity, which is devoid of crimes, which is devoid of violation of law and order in any given society. In tackling this issue, we must look at Oyo State as a case study and as a peculiar state. Two main factors have resulted in the state of insecurity in which we are in Oyo State. The first and the greatest threat to security, in my opinion, is the state of unemployment and joblessness among the youth of Oyo State. The second major factor is the political role to which members of the NURTW have been put, in Oyo State. The first one, talking about unemployment. Of course, a hungry man is an angry man. We have scores and hundreds, and even thousands of jobless youths. Over the last several years, no complete effort has been made to, engage the productive energy of a lot of our youth, both educated and not so educated. So any address in tackling, issue of security must first be towards ensuring that every adult in Oyo State is, given a job to do, not necessarily paid job, but self-employment also. The second one, we all know what NRT is supposed to do by law and what it was put to during the reign, I would say, the reign, quote unquote, of the late Chief Namidi Adenibu. We know that before then, NURTW was, in law, an establishment which, catered only to the welfare needs of its members. But because of political reasons, NURTW was politicized. It became the armed, branch of the PDP at that time. And, today, we know that a lot of funds were given to its members, which have become very difficult, to withdraw. By the grace of God, if I get into office, I will do to NURTW members what the federal government is doing to Niger Delta militants. By ensuring that we have rapport with them, by ensuring that they are made to appreciate that they could live better lives without being thugs. They could live better lives without being criminals. They could live better lives, in a situation of pride and so on and so forth. I also believe that in bringing about a state of social stability which would secure lives and property, we must, assist the Nigerian police. But now there's nothing we can do about it. The federal police issue is a federal issue unless the National Assembly makes a law to bring about state police. We will still have to contend with vigilantes. Vigilantes in communities must not be criminalized. It is not good enough to assume that all vigilante groups in neighborhoods are criminals or murderers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I want to appreciate the government candidate for Labour, Mr. Hamilton, for his combative approach. When you are fighting somebody and you like the person, it's part of it. Alright, there you are. But let me just assure you also that I'm aware you know about bottled water for Stanford because in one spray and you treat it. So with water treatment, we take care of bacteria. Mr. Promotion candidate. Let me just say again that rehabilitation is the primary thing we need to do for those who endanger the lives and profits of our people. When they are gainfully employed, our lives will not be in danger. Our property will be saved. In this state and in this nation, we know that people came to power through thuggery and brigandage. And they need to sustain themselves in power through thuggery and brigandage. And until those people they are using to snatch ballot boxes, until they see alternative source of livelihood, they will not stop. Again, we are going to liaise with the police force, and we are going to have what we call community policing. When they arrest those who endanger the lives of people, they should arrest those who send them to and expose them. Nobody is safe in Oyo State. They come to town from campaign and shoot bombs. And we have police. So if you are waiting for police, you are going to wait forever. Yes, my government is going to equip the police, provide communication guidance for them. But let me assure you that even from the central, they will not ensure that we have state police because they are using the police for us as a source of control from the central level. But we have a sincere, thorough, credible leadership at the center who sees himself as the leader of all the states, of all the people and the political parties, not as the president of the political party. Then that's what we're going to have to change. Without that, no change will come. Every community must take care of the security of its people and the property of the people that live in that community. Thank you, and God bless you.
Content of the request.
All right, thank you very much, Governorship aspirant. Everybody in the state would want to have a good night's sleep, wake up to comfort, and be appreciative of the government they have voted into power, and that is what democracy is all about. And so, the question we want to hear and have asked now is centered around democracy. How are we going to have a democratically elected government with the rate and level of political violence we have at hand? So now, sirs, the question is this. Please, in answering these questions, I will want you to look at what you will do during the elections and if and when you are elected into power. This is the question. What measure do you hope to put in place to curb political violence within the state? Thank you very much.
There's no doubt that the issue of political violence is one that has made everybody in society, except the victims of violence, victims of violence. One problem is that we will continue, our violence leaders will continue to lead us until we have a credible national leadership. I have had to discuss with senior police officers, particularly when they misbehave, and their easy reply is, so long as the president of Nigeria is the one who appoints the Inspector General of Police, so long as the Inspector General of Police appoints commissioners of police, so long as commissioners of police must continue to take instructions, even when a state governor has given a directive as nominally the chief security officer of the state, so long will we continue to have a situation where state governments will find it very difficult to control the issue of political violence. I want to appreciate the fact that the present president, by his words, has shown that he is completely different from our erstwhile President Olusegun Obasanjo, in the sense that the other president, the previous president, was always hammering on the issue of do or die elections. In Oyo State, we will, when we get into government, ensure political re-education. A lot of people don't know their rights. During the elections, what happens is they create crisis in areas where they know that they are not likely to win the hearts of the people. And when they scare people away, people run away. And I know that happened a great deal during the 2000 election when my brother, Senator Ajimobi, was a candidate. There were a lot of strongholds of the FPP there, which unfortunately had elections cancelled. So I want to believe that with the situation at hand, and as long as we have the setup of the police today, I believe that we will always continue to have. But I want to trust in the fact that our president, current president, has stated a lot of commitments to free and fair election, and we can only hope that he will live by this commitment. What is more important, I must also say, is the fact that the leadership of INEC today also is one that everybody has confidence in. It has made commitments, and we want to trust that his commitments would be practicalized. But again, a lot will depend on not only the people who must ensure that they not only vote, but insist that votes are counted, before they leave polling stations. We must also appeal to the judiciary that when elections, have been challenged, they must assist in ensuring that justice is not only done, but that justice is still to have been done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we answer the Thank you, sir. How do we remove political violence from our democratic experience? I think if you look at the historical, or you look at it from an historical perspective, you see that prior to 1966,